There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.
We've been fighting a long time, and we've all lost so very much, so many loved ones gone. You are not alone. There are pockets of resistance all around the planet. Wear it and bring. Above all, stay alive. You have no idea how important you are. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
Welcome back to the broadcast.
Who the hell do you think you are?
My name is Max Fallis. Give it up for me, God damn it. As I wish you a happy new year, and I'm definitely going to drop some balls on you. And I got two of them primed up and ready to go. And the first one...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Well, that guy's the BBR Bagman. Give it up for him, God damn it. How are you, sir?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. And Testes 1, Testes 2, hopefully not 3. We also have the Preacher Man with us also. Well, how you doing, sir?
Good. How's everything tonight?
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yes, I hope your Black Ops mission went well. We don't need to discuss it, but you're in full condition, so I'm assuming everything was all joyful, as they say.
Everything was successful.
Good deal.
He's not missing any more parts than he was missing when he left.
But did he come back with some extra ones is the real question. That we will answer off air, goddammit, because inquiring minds want to know. Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What's on the table tonight there, Bagman?
So we've been knocking around the idea of talking about fitness after the age of 40 and the way our workouts have changed over the years and what our focuses and intentions are at this point. And I figured now's a good time to discuss it because everybody's getting back to the gym and trying to get healthy with the new year and making their New Year's resolutions to hopefully find the motivation to work out that they were missing before. And Preacher and I were talking about this earlier, and it doesn't have to be that complicated, right? It's when people try to go too big too fast is when they can't stick to it. So as far as the resolution goes, I lost a bunch of weight last year. I'm in a smaller belt. After the holidays, that belt is a little bit tighter, but I'm still in the smaller belt. So I'm just looking to get back on track. I'm not looking to completely change my lifestyle for the new year. It's just, okay, I ate some Christmas cookies that I shouldn't have eaten, and now I got to work that off.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Simmons, and I never took a PE class in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's little steps, right? It's don't hit the gym and try to start lifting heavy if you haven't lifted heavy for years, you know? You're just going to end up with rhabdo and in the hospital on dialysis. Ask me how I know.
Nice.
What the hell is rhabdo? It's not the doctor that treats you in the ER, is it?
No, rhabdomyolysis. It's where your kidneys start going wonky. Everything starts eating itself. It's just not fun.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, yeah. All right, so stay away from the extremes. That's rule number one.
Yeah. Ease into it. If you really want to make some changes, diet is the first one. Lifting some weights and going for a walk is the second one.
Yeah. Personally speaking, I've been on a journey for a while. My Christmas gift last year was one of those under your desk treadmills. So that's my wake up every morning. Do at least 30 minutes of that. Because I end up sitting in a van for 2 hours right afterwards, so I have to do something before I sit down again right out of the bed.
Yeah.
I have a small yoga mat that I have to stretch out on before I sit for the next 2 hours just to give myself some sort of movement before stagnation again. Got my kettlebell here, so I just rehung my whiteboard back up on the back of my man cave door, which I write my to-do list when I have time. I either get up early because I don't sleep well anyway, so I fill the morning hours with a brisk warm-up. I won't even call it a workout. But between that, again, the diet is the biggest thing, at least for me, being on the road all the time and living in Wawas and Quick Checks and bodegas and stuff like that. I had to cut all of that stuff out, and I have lost weight. I will publicly admit to that. I'm not where I want to be, but I see a pathway going to it.
I don't think any of us are where we want to be, right? Like,
yeah,
No, but at the same time, I didn't get fat overnight. I'm not going to
Right.
get back in shape overnight either. And
Yep.
trying to do that is how you end up messing yourself up. So
very true.
yeah,
Very
be
true.
patient, right?
So I'm like, my ideal day now, I'm eating one meal a day, and it's like right when I get home from work, and that middle point is enough for the entire like day. My killer was snacking,
yep.
snacking because you're
That's
driving.
my biggest problem right there is snacking.
I'm
So
driving,
you guys get into that intermittent fasting thing, and you've both talked to me independently about that. I can't do it. To the point, there's days where I work with Max, and he goes, "Go take your lunch." Like
Yeah.
he gives me the dad face and goes, "No, you're done. Go eat," because I get hangry, and I just turn into a real shitty person. Apparently,
Eat a Snickers. Why? Because you get a little angry when you're hungry. Better? Better.
Yes, yes, you do. Yeah, well, I don't have the same caloric dependency. Mine is more caffeine based dependency. I have that
You're
to
right.
get through the day. But yeah, so my ideal
Yeah, I
day.
have a lot of caffeine in my system.
Oh yeah. It won't surprise me if I have some sort of heart issue when I turn 50 in a couple more years, because that is the start of my day and usually the end of my day. But the one meal I get, I got a Caribbean woman, so if I don't eat her food, we got problems. So I have to reserve myself for that. And I noticed a lot of my behavior patterns were really working against me. Eating to kill time at work because I had nothing else to do, or I had to wait for something. So it's like, all right, I'll go take lunch and then come back. Snacking while driving up and down the goddamn East Coast of the world. It's behaviors for me that I've noticed I needed to change and have been doing some progress. I've been off for 3 weeks, so I've been eating like shit. I gained 10 pounds.
Damn.
I know it. I gained a solid 10 pounds. I actually bought a scale because I was really tracking progress, and I needed to see something to make sure I was doing it right. But then I had to step away because I was getting obsessive with it, which is, of course, part of my personality trait is, diving headfirst into things and going super overboard in the name of learning and such. So I gained 10 pounds over the holiday, and now we're talking literally like a 3-week period. My scale went up, but again, I married a Caribbean woman who can cook, and now I have, my daughters actually bake and all that shit. So my house just got filled with just food. And again, I'm home. I eat crap when I'm home. Out, I can avoid it. Now, due to my reconditioning of bad habits, I can avoid all of the shit except for my 5-hour energy drinks. That's a must. That's the Popeye spinach. I need that little
the
bottle.
crunch.
Yeah. And my kids know it too. So anytime they want to go to Wawa, they know Dad's getting a 5.
so you're hooked on the 5-hour energy. For me, it's the Wawa coffee. What
For me,
about
it's
you?
the Mio Energy.
The Mio Energy.
Yep,
Mio?
and coffee.
You do White Monster too, which
Yeah.
You nasty.
Well, thanks to Range Day, I do White Monster. I do the Peachy Keen now and the grapefruit.
I love how the rest of us junkies are all like, "Ew, your addiction's gross."
Yeah, your crack is nasty. My heroin is so much better. It comes in a smaller bottle. It's way more concentrated.
I would say I'm drinking caffeinated Mio right now, like from morning till night.
So is that like a powder, like a pre-workout?
No, it's just a squirt bottle. You just fill a glass with water, squirt it into it, and there you go. It's better water.
Caffeine.
It's like vitamins, only better.
Yeah. So we do have our vices while still making progress. Yeah, I can never do coffee. Coffee, I can never find enough crap to put it in to make it tolerable for me.
And that's one of my problems is I end up putting sweetener and heavy whipping cream and piles of stuff in the coffee where this is just caffeine and water. And then I have my pre-workout in the morning and creatine. And then I put some, so I use C4 and then I'll put caffeinated Mio in on top of that. And then I'll throw in a spoonful of creatine.
I see your morning mix and I raise you, sir. Mine is 2 scoops of C4 pre-workout and 3 scoops of Metamucil in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah, dog.
All right, so I'm the only one not making daily suicide attempts. Apparently, 2 scoops of C4 Mio all day long. Yeah, no, I have 2 cups of coffee and I'm good.
2?
Yeah.
All right, but I've seen the size of
That's it?
your cup. It's not like small. You ain't doing what is it? It's Grande is the big one. Was it Ultra Grande? If you speak Starbucks, I don't.
I don't know. I've never been to a Starbucks, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's a 32-ounce mug. It's fine. It's only 2 cups.
Damn.
Okay, so you're drinking 240 ounces of caffeine every day in a brown bag before you get in the work van and then speed up the damn highway or down the highway for you. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's not before. I have a small sip before I get in the van, and then I drink it on my way to the job site where I fully lose my temper.
No, because you stop between to refill, or you refill on the way home sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends on the day.
Sometimes. Honestly, it's more midday. Yeah, I go for that second cup on the way back.
Yep.
I had to reduce. I broke the habit of having the second one on the way in. Because the other problem was, I think it was Christmas last year. The kids gave me the Cobalt mug, and that thing's it's enormous. It's like 50 ounces.
Damn.
And after about a week,
like coffee.
After about a week, when I could hear colors, I was like, I think I'm drinking too much coffee every day.
So, all right. So we're in agreement that caffeine cannot be eliminated. It's a must. Popeye needs.
Yeah, caffeine's staying. A lot of the other stuff can get cut. Carbs I found pretty easy to cut. Preacher and I were doing a very protein heavy experiment for a while, and then came up with another experiment that worked surprisingly well. He played man in the chair while I was asking him goofy questions, and I went, all right, so if eggs have everything you need, couldn't you live off of just eggs? And his answer to that was basically yes, so give it a try. And I did that for several weeks. It was eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, and then a protein heavy dinner. So the egg thing works. You really do get everything. I was feeling real good. No joint pain, stuff like that. A lot of that old guy stuff kind of went away, and the weight started going with it. So that was kind of cool.
You gonna go back to that?
Yeah, I've started back with it, doing not every day, but probably 3 days a week, doing eggs for breakfast and lunch. And I'm going to ease back into doing it 5 days a week.
Have you had your cholesterol check since starting it, like the original time? Like, because that's always like the big thing for men over 40 and people eating eggs.
Right, and it's one of those things that, like, if you were elevated, maybe, but my cholesterol, fortunately, has always been really good. My blood pressure has always been really good.
And mine's come down.
Has it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Significantly.
I'm due for a doctor's appointment, so I couldn't tell you. I haven't been to the doctor since I started.
Gotcha.
And honestly, at this point, I don't trust the whole cholesterol is bad for you anyway.
Well, there's supposedly 2 types of cholesterol: good cholesterol and bad cholesterol.
The bad cholesterol is what covers all your nerve cells. The myelination on your nerves is all LDL cholesterol.
I thought
the bad cholesterol.
I thought that's what clogs up your arteries and slows down blood flow. I thought that's why it was bad.
This is not financial or medical advice.
Nope, it's what's left over. If you're having problems with your arteries and your little micro tears, the body sends cholesterol to repair it. If you don't fix the underlying problem, then it sends more cholesterol. Eventually, that turns to calcium. That calcium breaks off and gives yourself a heart attack.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
So I guess the other thing we should talk about is the workout, right? What does the workout look like? What does fitness after the age of 40 start looking like?
Tell me, because I need to know.
I mean, for me, it's, a 20-minute run on the treadmill or walk/jog. try to get more cardio in, lighter weights, more reps. I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm not trying to bulk and pull 500-pound deadlifts anymore. I'm just not. I know that there are those out there who do, and good for them. But for me, it's about longevity at this point.
Yeah, for me,
I already have that stupid old man strength. I don't need to get stronger per se.
Show it. For me, it's a lot of the same. When I was younger, I did the heavy thing, and my shoulders all messed up as a result of ego lifting, as they call it. For me, it's a matter of preventing stiffness, combating stiffness, and just improving mobility and
flexibility.
Cardio.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Cardio and endurance. Bagman and I are on our feet. If we're not in a van, we're on our feet. So that's walking through buildings, walking through sites, walking, going up and down. The fun days are when we have to do underfloor stuff. So we have to pop a floor tile. It's like what is it? That's a burpee. It's almost like doing burpees to get underneath the damn floor. So it's a lot of up, down, sitting on your knees. So we get a lot of good on-the-job exercise. But then the opposite of that is when we're waiting, just sitting in the van. And then
stuck in the van.
And the lunchbox starts calling, and then you eat your lunch because it's 10 o'clock and you got done early, and it fucks up to everything.
Yeah, but see, that's my day every day, right? As a work from home guy.
Yeah.
Like, I get up, I do my workout in the morning, and then I'm in my chair for the rest of the damn day.
You have a standing desk? Will you ever think about getting one?
I've used them before. I don't enjoy them.
Just because you're on your feet, or it's the actual positioning you don't like?
It's not being on my feet is the problem. It's not the problem. Being on my feet is not the problem. It's me trying to concentrate on work and look at multiple monitors. It's just, I don't know. I don't enjoy it.
I don't like standing still. Like, I can walk all day long and be fine. But if I stand in one place for too long, that's when my knees and my ankles start bothering me.
You start to calcify, if you would.
Something, yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing is mobility, activity, maintaining some level of strength and flexibility and balancing those things, keeping the rust off the joints and staying the fuck out of the jazzy.
Stay out the jazzy, y'all. That's the tip of the day. Stay out the jazzy. I had to use a jazzy equivalent when I went to Walmart during the time when my safe destroyed my foot. And that thing is so damn slow. Like, I felt like such a douchebag riding around in this thing with my kids in Walmart. I'm like, all right, no, never mind. I can walk.
I had to use them when my knee blew out.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
I
wasn't walking anywhere.
I had one of those put your knee down and kick yourself kind of scooters to keep your foot up. First time I tried to use it, busted my ass trying to go up a fucking a ramp thingy. I was like, no, this is not going to work either. The crutch and the cane was like the two.
Yeah, I'm not about tear again.
Yeah, fuck that.
Sorry.
Fuck that. Stay out the jazzy. Stay mobile, people. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Sharks got to swim. That's what we got to do.
Well, that and I believe there's, I see a lot of stuff right now about there's a direct correlation to how much grip strength you have, how much muscle you have in your legs, and your longevity, right? But those are the two big indicators. If you have good grip strength and you have good leg musculature, you're probably doing okay. Later on in your 60s is where you have to start worrying about, can you take a fall, right? You got to go back to the wrestling days. Can you take a bump?
It's real brittle.
But that's where a lot of people lose, right? They take a spill and don't recover from that, and that ends up being either the end or nearly the end.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Or you stand up and break both your ankles at the same time. There's all sorts of stuff out there.
The other quote I love is, I'm doing squats in my 40s so I can get off the toilet on my own in my 80s.
I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like a fitness challenge of how many times can you get up without putting your hands down, just straight getting up for certain there's like certain age
Yep.
ranges you should be meeting certain requirements as a precursor to issues when you get older.
Yeah, I can't. So
yeah, but between the hips and the knees, it's like, okay, these are my trouble zones. This is what I need to work on for 2025.
So there's techniques to that is the other thing. And you can, even if you're not great at it initially, and I don't know, at some point we'll have to do like a quick video and drop it in the network and have that conversation there. But when I was doing martial guncraft with martial strength training, we went over that stuff and how to, so God forbid you get knocked down during a gunfight, can you get back up without having to put your gun down on the ground to get off your ass and back on your feet? Can you keep the gun pointed down range and get from knocked down back into fighting stance? And we went over all the different ways to do that. And sometimes you have to modify things to make that work, but it can be done. And there's several different ways to do it. So yeah, I think that's one. Remind me later, and we'll do a quick video in the network for folks. The other thing along the same lines is the 100 by 100 push-up challenge is live in the network. So just a reminder to our members, if you're interested in doing that, it's free. You jump in and you'll get a daily reminder to make sure you're banging them out. And then you get your badge when you complete it.
Always a token at the end.
That's it. That's it. It sounds silly, but it really motivates people to get that little notification each day and the reminder. And then at the end, everybody sees that on your profile that you completed that challenge. It's kind of cool.
Plus, being able to sit down and bang out 100 push-ups over the course of the day is nothing to sneeze at. Maybe it was when we were 20 years old, right? But pushing 50, it's a challenge.
I mean, I remember a time doing 100 push-ups in a row, no problem, just banging them out. Now it's a different animal, and again, that's one of those things that comes with age. And I know there's people that are listening that are like, well, I'm in better shape than you, and I can do this and I can do that, and that's great. If you've been able to maintain that, that's wonderful. Some of us get off track from time to time and have to get back on track. It's not, it's not a judgmental thing. I think it's great. And same thing to the hardcore gym folks that are probably a little irritated that they now have to share their gym with new members. The resolutioners have showed up the first week in January.
Yep.
I get it, right? But
that's annoying. It really is.
It's annoying, but at the same time, don't be that douchebag gatekeeper. Like, talk to those people. Right. And if they're doing something wrong, let them know. Look, you got to wipe down your stuff when you're done. You can't claim 3 machines at the same time when there's 50 other people here. They're new. They don't know the gym culture. Just like new people at the range don't know the gun culture. Somebody has to teach them.
Yeah.
Or just build yourself a garage gym and be done with it.
Also true. Right. That's which is easy for me to say because I work out in my garage. Yeah.
I'm
as do
thing.
I.
Yeah. I honestly, so my gym is right next to my kids' high school. So the atmosphere just became uncomfortable for a while with the young ladies coming in essentially half naked or skin tighted with their fucking selfie cameras and all that other shit.
Right.
So it was like the ellipticals and the treadmills are right by the window. So I'll come in, make a left, go right there, do all of that. And then it's like, I don't want to walk through all these fucking broads, their ass cheeks hanging out. Look, I'm a grown ass man. I'm definitely going to look at some ass cheeks, but that's not what I'm coming here for.
Right.
I'd be a fool to say, oh, no, I'm not looking at them. Please, I still have testosterone. I'm not that old. But it's like, I don't want a distraction. Nor do I want up in the back of somebody's fucking Joey Swole video. This guy's checking me out, and I'm sitting there looking at my phone.
Look at this creeper.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, you know what? I'll stay home. I got I got a bench from one of my buddies. It's adjustable. I got my dumbbells. I could if I could do it here, I know I could do it anywhere. So, and the early morning time, it's 3 times the work to get up and go to the gym. It's easier for me just to walk into my garage, already in my underwear, and do my thing here. So I'm now understanding the benefit of having it in the house. When I used to do the opposite, I needed to get out of the house, away from the distractions in order to focus. But now that there's so many damn distractions at the damn gym, I'm better off here before anybody wakes up, before the sun rises, and just doing my work now. Fucking.
All right, so I
4:30.
want to revise my previous statement. Be kind to the new gym goers and teach them the culture. But if they got a ring light and a tripod, kick that shit over.
Yeah, that's annoying. I'm really ready for gyms to really
Yep.
just kind of start a no filming policy. Although Planet Fitness, I believe it's part of their brand, because like 90% of those videos that I've seen, it's all purple and yellow in the background, which is their color scheme. So I think they use it as a cheap and free promotional vehicle to let their people do that. Whereas, shout out to anybody who knows.
Planet Fitness doesn't want you working out either.
Yeah, anybody who knows what Diamond Gym is up in Maplewood, like this place, this is where the WWE guys used to go back when it was WWF. It was right on the Irvington and Maplewood border. And the entire place smelled like a high school locker room, and it was nothing but testosterone. Even the chicks were fucking big burly broads that would, bench more than your average walk-in. And that was a great gym. That was such a great gym. Jesus Lord. All you heard was not even like, but it was just like bland music that nobody even paid attention to, and just plates, just metal on metal.
It was also hi-fi coming out of one speaker.
Yep.
Right? So, like, you weren't really listening to the music. You were listening to the steel clang.
Yep. And there was no bullshit there. Yep. And I've driven past it recently, so I know it's still there. But if anybody goes there that listens to this place, shout out to them, Diamond Gym. That's actually, all right, here comes a segue. So that's actually the reason I met the Iron Sheik. Why, yes, I did say that. So years back, we're talking 90s.
Right on.
Yeah, because I grew up in Irvington. And Irvington is right up or down the hill from Maplewood where the gym is. So one day a buddy of mine are walking, and he goes, yo, that's the fucking Iron Sheik. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, stop playing. And it's the Iron Sheik. He's literally walking around the store trying to find his way into this liquor store, of all things. Go figure, for authenticity. And he called him. I was like, Sheik. And he's like, oh, how you doing? How you doing? Straight up and down, full accent and everything. And, I met the Iron Sheik. And reason is that was up the main road or down the main road from Diamond Gym, because that's where they all used to go to work out, because that was the spot, here in Jersey that they would go to. Smelled like socks. Smelly fucking high school gym locker room.
Yeah.
You don't get that shit anymore. Now it's all fucking CrossFitters and...
Nah, you can, but you got to go to an old school gym to get a place like that. And a lot of these franchise McDojo kind of gyms don't operate like that.
Yeah. Those days
but
are gone.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, right? Business models and the... I heard at one point that, like, most gyms don't actually want you to go work out. They just want your membership.
Oh,
and
of
they're
course.
counting on you not showing up. Like, if everybody who had a membership at that location showed up at one time, they'd knock down the building. Like, there was no way you were going to fit everybody in there.
It'd be a
They
fire
count
code.
on 80% of people not showing up.
Yeah, but
So-
that automatic billing keeps the doors open. And fucking
Yeah.
Planet Fitness has like Pizza Fridays. And they put their or locations usually in strip malls less than 50 feet from some fast food place. Like,
right.
It's a very
pizzeria
calculated,
and the Dunkin' Donuts and
it's a very calculated
Well, they
business
had-
model.
They have donuts there too in the mornings.
Yeah, like Jesus. Like make it obvious.
I've never been to a Planet Fitness. The gym I went to was similar, but it was much smaller kind of franchise. There was I can't even remember the name of the place now, but there's a Planet Fitness in town. I'm gonna have to go take a look and see if it's really as crazy as everybody says.
Listen, if you have other options, if you don't have any other options, and Planet Fitness is the only thing you have going for you.
Oh no!
Then that's where you go.
No! I'm not gonna go join. I'm gonna go walk by like visiting the zoo.
I'm just
stand
speaking
outside
for anybody else
like the
out
creepy
there,
guy in
right?
the mustache.
Like you get the workout in that you can get in, but if you got another option other than Planet Fitness, take it. Figure that out, because you get yelled at and kicked out if you drop weights.
Yeah.
Or if you slam the plates together too loud.
I don't have that problem in my
fucking
garage.
alarm goes off.
My
The
garage
lunk
gym plays
alarm.
the music I like all the time and smells as bad as or as good as I want it to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just part of getting old is not wanting to be bothered with anybody else's bullshit. So you end up just building a home gym anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There could be something to that.
We're gonna shift gears though, because the EDC conversation is still going strong. We have some listener feedback.
Let me get my thermal optic and my channel locks. One second.
Well,
Hold
funny you should mention the thermal optic, because Angelo left us a comment on the YouTube channel after last week's episode. So not the one on the EDC conversation, but he basically said, one of these days I'm going to hijack the podcast. And I'm not a CEO or anything, but when an Italian makes a threat like that, I think you should take it seriously.
It'd be a shame if your podcast mysteriously disappears, and it's not uploaded to Spotify and Apple Music, Better slide Angelo an envelope.
Scusi, babidi-boopy? Che cosa? Peter, what are you doing? Speaking Italian. Babidi-boopy, babidi-boopity-babidi-babidi. Peter, you can't speak Italian just because you have a mustache. Boopity-baba, boop-a-beep-a-boop-a-baba-beep-a-baba.
Tu sei un pazzo, va via da qui! Sono stanco di te, ti do un pugno nella testa! Ti uccido con questa carne!
So the other feedback was on the EDC conversation, and that's inside the network. I remember Jason was dropping a picture of his EDC, and I'm waiting for Preacher to lose his temper because I counted 3 different blades in that setup. Uh-huh. Oh, what's that, Preacher? Did you pick up? Oh, you did, didn't you?
No, I've had this for a while.
Oh, you've had that one?
Yeah.
All right, that's a magazine.
Well, that's funny because you did pick up something, didn't you?
I did pick up something.
What did you get?
So I may have gotten one of the Milwaukee 45-degree handled channel locks.
Traitor!
Not just any channel locks. The fancy pump pliers.
Yeah.
With the S-cut and the jaws. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Add those right to your EDC.
Oh, no. They don't get carried. They stay, right now they're down in the gym. So.
Did it come with a belt pouch? Tell me it came with a belt pouch.
It did not come with a belt pouch.
Not worth it.
And I forget what I posted on the network, but then Barney commented, time to add another pocket to the cargo shorts. Something completely unrelated, but he was like, oh, yeah, you're going to EDC that, right? Add another pocket to the cargo shorts. So that conversation is still
alive
going
and strong.
Yep. Alive and well and full of joy.
That's one of the great things about the network is that everybody's on different time schedules and timetables. So we may have something go up, and then like 2 weeks later, somebody finally discovers it. It's like, oh, well, here's my take on this ridiculous joke that y'all were making.
Right.
And then we all go back to it. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, it comes back around. You gotta, if you miss it the first time, just be patient. You'll get another crack at it in a couple of days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
What have we been printing?
Oh, God. All right. So in the network, I stated that I'm getting into SDR, software-defined radio, which is essentially you turn your computer into a radio receiver. So you buy the thing that I'm trying to get my arm. There we go. So you buy the SDR.
Enjoy the ASMR of Max digging through the stuff on his desk.
Oh, Jesus, don't even get me started about the mess that is my desk. There you go. Look, you got one too.
I do.
Yeah. I'm the only one who doesn't have one. I got a little 3D printed octopus.
So I didn't print the SDR dongle. I printed a USB holder with an extension cable holder. So it's weird to hold this up to a camera. So you do this. You clip that in. Nope, you clip it in this way. There you go. And then you can plug in the USB extender, so you don't have to plug it directly into your laptop. So that was one thing I printed. I did some other stuff. I got to think about what it was now because I'm totally forgetting. Oh, I had to do some more shopping cart keys. If your local Acme or whoever locks up your shopping carts, there's an STL file depending on what denomination that they use. So I just usually print out a bunch, keep them in my key ring, and when I bump into people at the shopping center, hey, you take one of these. That way you don't have to be asking for quarters, because who the fuck use quarters anymore? Like, we had a change shortage during COVID.
Right.
Now they want a quarter to unlock the damn shopping carts. So, yeah, that was
I printed a bunch of those too, because they're one, it's like 3 cents worth of PLA So I don't feel bad about losing that rather than forgetting an actual quarter.
I got the drone for Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Thanks to the Queen for that one.
Nice.
So clearly the drone needs accessories printed out. So the wonderful controller, the DJI RC2 with built-in screen, had to get some stick protection, for storage. Right?
All right, so do they look like the goggles you put on when you go to the tanning booth? Not that either of you have ever been to a tanning booth.
Yes, they do.
Technically,
yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Yep.
Yep. So I did the stick protectors. So you can attach a lanyard to this. That way it hangs around your neck. And it also covers just 2 other ports back here. It leaves the one USB for charging. And actually, the coolest part, in my opinion, is that whoever made it gave you the screws to hold the piece in. So this is all the blue that you're seeing here is all 3D printed. So
pretty slick.
You unscrew that, and those are the extra ports here for tethering.
Oh, the screws themselves are 3D printed. That's
yeah.
cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that, and then I printed out some extra feet for the drone. That way, if it's like sitting on your desk or something, it's not just sitting flush, even though it's not really a problem. But I just did it because I just looked up Mini 3 accessories on Thingiverse and saved every fucking file I could find. That's how
or if you're like me and you get a DJI drone and it kamikazes itself down the hallway, and then you return it.
You don't fly inside, sir.
I didn't. It did.
Oh my God. You had the Mini 3?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And it went down the hallway. It went down the stairwell and stopped flying and dropped. And then the gimbal, the little rubber bands in the gimbal, all broke. And then I looked at what the process was for replacing those, and I took it back to the store.
You able to get a refund?
Oh, yeah. I got it from Costco, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you have the RC, the one with the screen, or the one that you put your phone on?
Phone. When you put on the phone.
As much as I wanted this one with the screen, during my rabbit hole after owning it now, there's some benefits to the phone one that I didn't realize. You can actually use the phone to stream your video right to like YouTube or something, which you can't do with this one. Unless so another guy did it. You hook up a USB-C to a HDMI cable, USB-C to HDMI cable, and you put a capture card on the HDMI so that the video feeds out of this into a computer and you broadcast it that way. So it is possible with dongles and dingles and such.
Yeah, but that becomes a thing.
It just becomes a backpack. That's all.
Yeah.
It becomes a backpack.
Well, good thing you got a bigger backpack.
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I did. I made the upgrade.
No,
And it's in the van
I've actually
now.
been looking at some other drones, some of the Hollystones, because I like their gimbal better.
Okay.
The stabilization isn't done via rubber bands, basically.
Right.
It uses stabilization like a GoPro does. So it's digital stabilization as opposed to
software based.
Yeah, it's software based versus hardware.
I've done about an hour and a half total flight time, and the first hurdle that I had to get over is not being afraid to let go of the sticks, because I'm not used to something that hovers on its own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the first thing. The footage and the camera is beautiful. Like just taking it up and just looking around 360 from my house, it's like, wow, shit. And you know, I haven't recorded anything onto a SD card or anything to look at on a computer, but I'm getting used to the mechanics of it now. And the big challenge is to be able to fly looking at the screen and not around, you know, at the drone itself. You know, I got to get into FPV essentially in order to move it around with ease. That's the goal. One of the goals for 2025.
Get them goggles on.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see me getting goggled out and doing it because, you know, finding a way to make it like a monocle so I could still move around and have real world vision.
So I have a theory on, since we're talking about drones.
Okay.
And last week I caught myself up on the episode about the DJI getting named in said laws that are being passed, etc. And you were saying how it's a governmental Palpatine move. That makes an awful lot of sense considering how drones are currently being used around the world in various conflict zones.
Mm-hmm.
And the popularity of those videos around on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's documentaries. I always bring this documentary up. If anybody wants to see like kamikaze drone piloting firsthand, look up Darwin's War. It's a kid over in the Ukraine who is what I would call a master pilot, and you see him and his whole crew and how they set up. They move like in the early mornings of night or early mornings of day before the sun comes up to an underground bunker, and he's got a whole squad. He's the pilot. He sits in his chair with his goggles on, vape hitting. He's got his backup guy who's like his second pair of eyes on his screen at his whole battle station. Then there's the guy that goes up, actually puts the drone and readies it and arms it. And they're like a 3 or 4 man squad, and they're doing like 100 a night, blowing up things just head on.
And these are not high tech drones.
No,
like they're not. They're cheap disposable drones. Flying them FPV. They only need to make the trip one way.
And I'm really interested in how they're getting the video feeds back. If they're getting like such good distance. I put the limiter on my drone because I don't want the ability to go too far just yet. So I have it set to like 100 feet. Like I'm not going up above 100 feet because I'm just still getting used to it. But these guys are like getting some good mileage, it looks like, just based on the footage of how far and how fast they're getting to their targets. And then he's got a buddy who's looking at the same feed with him, and I think another feed, because like once they get the hit, the pilot's feed goes out because obviously the camera's been destroyed, and then his buddy is able to confirm it. So I don't know if there's like a team, like maybe 2 of them, one to spot, one for action. But
yes, that's what they've been doing. So they've been operating in teams of 2. You have one up high doing an overhead view of the battle space, and then you have one that's just zipping to a target. I watched an interesting video this morning actually on how they're using caltrops, modern day caltrops, to disable wheeled vehicles, and then they just send a drone in.
What's a caltrop?
So caltrop was a medieval device used to stop foot traffic and or horse traffic.
Remember playing jacks as a kid?
Oh, the 4-way spiky thingies.
There you go.
Yeah, I know what a caltrop is.
You got to put it in terms he understands.
Yeah, 80s toys. Find an 80s toy that it looks like, oh yeah, that's right. That was in that one episode. Oh, so they're dropping those. That's interesting.
No, they're not dropping them. They're spreading them along the road. A team will come in, spread them along a roadway where they know traffic's coming, leave, wheeled vehicles hit the caltrops, pop the tires. These things are not small. They're made out of 10-gauge plate steel, right? And
they're like spike strips that the police use to stop chases.
Not really. No, they're individualized.
Used in the same way, I'm saying. Yeah.
But yes, they're used in the same way. And then once the vehicle is stopped and someone's changing a tire or whatever, then a drone comes in.
Wow. Yeah. So I still firmly believe that this is the drone sightings on the East Coast are power play. Just by watching the quote unquote hearings, that nobody had answers, but they wanted more abilities. So I see no reason to believe anything else at this moment.
My favorite new theory.
Ooh.
Hit the music.
All right, stand by.
The latest one I've heard is that the drones are controlled by AI that the government lost control of, and that's why they're denying they know anything about it. basically another rogue experiment.
Okay.
All right, I could subscribe to that if I can be told where they go during the day. Is that the recharging station? Do they go to recharge during the day?
They're transformers. They turn into birds and sit on wires. There was, speaking of I like that the AI thing. There was a whole story written by AI on the prompt was basically, if you were going to take over the world, I know you can't because blah blah blah. How would you do it? And it basically went the route of I transmitted myself into a Roomba. The Roomba was hooked up to the Wi-Fi, and I disseminated myself from there.
Yep.
Through everything.
It's Ultron.
Basically.
Lawnmower Man. Like, haven't we learned this lesson already? We know how it's going to happen. We've wrote movies about it.
Yeah.
Your smart fridge starts shooting ice cubes out at you when the war begins. Going back to the SDR, you know the actual antenna is rabbit ears?
Mm-hmm.
Like the little... So for the bagman to reference. So the USB goes into the computer, and then you have an antenna connection here, which, you know, it's like a small... I forgot what the number is, but it's like a Debofang, you know, antennas.
Right.
And this literally goes to, I have it mounted... It's rabbit ears, dude. you tune your frequency. Old school rabbit ears, man. Yeah, that's depending on. And there's a whole formula to find you identify the center frequency you want, and then there's a calculation so you know how long your dipole antenna needs to be, and that helps you tune it all in.
You mean you don't just have your kid stand up there and move it around for you like we used to do with the old TVs?
No, because I'm changing too many frequencies too fast. It's not like I only have 2, 4, 5.
Poor kids up there
7.
doing semaphore, like I'm trying to keep up, kid.
Well, they just put
doing
the pinball hat on.
Looking through the waterfall.
Yep,
is pretty interesting. Being able to pull down planes and their communications is pretty interesting.
The International Space Station sends down like pictures.
Yeah.
You can like track it, and when it's in your area, you tune in the frequency and set up your dipole, and you can get the. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine from the ISS.
Yeah.
After all this setup, going out in the middle of the woods.
A crummy commercial? Son of a bitch.
I've been able to download or pull pictures from tones off of a ham radio and then run it through the computer, and it renders the picture.
Oh, SSTV. Another rabbit hole I fell down right before the new year.
Yeah.
You know, which I threw up in the network. We have a whole section called Control Freak, so that's all the radio and techno babble that we like to indulge in over there. So if you're not in the network, it's time to get in. New year.
It is time to get in. It is time to get in because there's a lot going on right now. I'm working on courses, trying to wrap up and put a bow on things that I've been working on all year long and get them finally released into the network. And so all the work that we've done so far is still there, right? I've added probably 20 new affiliate links and coupon codes to links and coupons. Like there is so much in the network right now. And for any of our former members who may hear this and go, oh, you know, I left a while ago because I didn't see much going on. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there now. It's much bigger than it's ever been. This is a good time to come back in. I'm looking at upgrading the package again, which means the next wave of memberships may be at a higher price to offset that. That's just kind of the way that works. The members who joined in the very beginning got in much cheaper than everybody since then. And I try to keep it reasonable, but that's another point I should probably make about the network is when you join, you're locked in at that rate forever as long as you stay in. If you leave and come back, you come back at the current rate, but your original membership price is what you stay on. It does not go up if you stay active.
That's why it's good to get in early, ladies and gentlemen. Support black businesses.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
Oh, here's another cool nugget for members of the network. I ordered patches today.
Ooh. Do we finally get that blue that we've been asking for 2 years?
Yes.
Ha ha, my man.
So the blue is coming. The blaze orange that I'm 1,000 years overdue on too is also coming. And then I did another batch of the dark gray on the black because I think those look really sharp. Just general use.
Mm-hmm.
And then members will get their 2 colored patches this year too.
Nice.
Very excited.
Speaking of bright orange and bright green, shout out to all the guys and girls in safety orange and safety green that show up at the Wawas at 6 o'clock in the morning. Because when I show up there to get my 5-hour energy drinks every morning, it's just makes you feel good that there's other knuckleheads out there getting on the road as early as I am, keeping the world spinning on Atlas's back. Shout out to you guys. If you got safety green, safety orange, if you were in high vis and you're in your work van drinking your second Wawa coffee for the morning, pat yourself on the back. We see you.
The blue collar support group that takes place at Wawa every morning at about 5:30. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. During the summertime, though, fuck you for taking all the goddamn gallons of water. I get there's no gallons of water. Like, I know that the work crews have gotten there before me. It's like, fine. I'll get 3 bottles then, not the 1 gallon for the day.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to check out the sponsors we mentioned earlier. Check out the website, BlackBagResources.com. And if you really want to go deep and join the community, check out the Black Bag Resources Network. Thanks for listening.